Welcome to another video. My name is Emily and I'll be your guide. Today we are working on crow pose. I've got a fun flow for you guys. We'll be doing crow pose 3 times, and the only prop that you need for class is one yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block at home, feel free to use a bigger book. Quick note before we get started, I did a watch back of this video, and as we get into crow pose, I mentioned the cue 90-degree bend to the elbows. You'll see that my elbows are not bent at 90 degrees. It was just an autopilot habit of mine. I'm always trying to refine how I teach yoga so I can make things more clear and simple for you guys. So, bend your elbows when you find crow pose. It does not have to be at 90 degrees. Let's start off by setting your block to the top edge of your space. High five your hands to the ground. Find extended child's pose. Knees can come together to touch, or they can go wider. Melt your hips to your heels. Let's take one round of clearing breath. Breathe into your nose and out through your mouth. Gently sealing your lips. Can you find more length in the spine? So with every inhale you take, maybe creep your fingers closer to the front. With every exhale you take, send your hips closer to your heels. As you're creeping your fingers closer to the front, notice if your shoulders feel tight. If they do, you can go ahead and bend your elbows and slide your shoulders back into their joints. Breathe in to your ribs and belly. Breathe out, pull in at your belly, ribs, and chest. Nice job keeping your facial muscles soft. If you blinked your eyes closed, gently open them. Inhale, slide yourself up into a tabletop pose. Knees come together to touch. Sweep yourself onto the right hand side of your space and come to lay flat on your back. Let's find a ball pose now. Bend your knees into your chest. Reach your forehead towards your knees. Get nice and compact. Can you breathe in here to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale. Can you draw your forehead closer to your knees to 3, 2, 1. Now inhale, reverse tabletop. Hands to the backs of the thighs. Keeping the bend to your knees. Breathing in, imprint your low back against the ground. As you breathe out, can you hover your hands by your sides? Go ahead and wobble your limbs up and down for stretch pose. Maybe you start to straighten your legs any amount. Option to send the heels closer to the earth. If your low back starts to lift away from the mat, just find more of a bend to your knees. If your neck is feeling sensitive, you can always bend your elbows, hands to the back of your head. Keeping your facial muscles soft, core is strong. Breathing into your ribs and belly. And then take an open mouth exhale to release heat. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Inhale, touch down with your heels, hook your thumbs. Reach your arms up overhead, get nice and long. Now as you exhale, bend your knees back into your chest. Send your knees out wide now towards your hips. Sweep your arms up to the ceiling. What I'm trying to get at right here is visualizing pressing my hands up against the sky. Here for an inhale, imprint your low back down to the mat. As you exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, finding a crunch, finding your little crow pose. 2 more counts. Inhale, hover close to the earth. Keeping your chin close to your throat. This time as you exhale, can you lift up just a bit higher? Maybe start to bend your elbows and connect your triceps to your shins. 1 more count. Inhale, straightening the arms straight up, hover the head, and exhale. Find this crunch. You can find a point and flex to your toes. Hold this here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, arms out to a T, knees together to touch. As you exhale, reach your right arm long, roll over onto your right hand side. Come to a tabletop pose again. This time, curl your toes underneath you. Now we hover the knees away from the ground, finding bear pose. Can you look towards the block at the top of your space? One round of floating cow cat. Breathe in through your nose, scoop your belly to the ground, heart and head forward. And exhale, scoop your back up to the ceiling, tuck your chin towards your throat. Breathing in back into your bear pose. As you exhale, send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We're making a strong triangle with our limbs and body. You can start off by walking the dog, bending one knee and the other. We eventually find stillness in our down dog. Heels draw closer to the earth, but they don't have to touch. From your downward facing dog, inhale, glide forward, find a high plank pose, top of a push-up. Now look towards your block, right hand grabs the prop, set it on its highest height, center of your mat, and exhale, hips up and back into down dog again. Focus on a nice long spine, sending your hips up and back. Inhale, sweep your right leg up high. As you exhale, crunch, knee to chest, stack your shoulders over your wrists, finding your tiger crunch. 3 more counts. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Hover the knee nice and high, away from the block. Core is strong. This time, send your knee to your right shoulder. Halfway there. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Find your twist, knee to left shoulder. 1 more. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Look forward and step your right foot forward. Strong 90-degree shake to your right leg. We grab the block with our hands. Inhale, sweep your arms up into crescent warrior and start to circle out your arms. Can you press your palms into the block? Lift and lower your right toes and tap your toes down. Inhale, sweeps your arms up and back, growing tall. As you exhale, hinge forward, right hand passes the block to the back, lightning ball pose. Inhale, left hand passes the block up high, crescent warrior, and exhale. Feel that strong hinge at the hips, low belly is strong. Inhale, arms up high, both hands press against the block. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, pulses up and down in your light knee. Here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Set the block down back towards the top edge of your space. Point your left toes out to a diagonal. Inhale, sweep your arms up, looking forward. Finding your warrior 1. As you exhale, lace the fingers to the back, maybe palms touch. Hinge at your hips, finding your humble warrior. You can start off with your right shoulder resting on your thigh. Maybe shoulder dips to the inside of the knee. Sway your head and arms from right to left. Soften in your jawline. Can you look towards your back toes? Breathing in to 1, 2, and release to 3, 2, 1. Nice job, my friends. Inhale, go ahead and look forward, unlace your fingers. Walk both your hands to the inside of your right leg and lower onto your left knee. We meet in lizard lunge. Start to point your right toes out to a diagonal. Bring the block underneath your hands and dip your right knee out. So we're getting our external hip rotation, opening up in the hip and thigh. As you're drawing these movements with your torso, maybe you start to lower onto one forearm and then the other. Feel openness to the right hip and thigh. We want to keep our neck long, eyes look forward. Top of your next inhale. Bring yourself all the way back to the center. Plant your hands down. Set the block, actually right where it's at, so leave the block where it's at. Heel toe your right foot in. From here, hands are in front of the block. Curl onto your back toes. Step your back foot forward. Left toes land on the block. Come onto your fingertips. Right toes land on the block. Find gargoyle pose, knees out in opposite directions. Maybe walk your hands together to touch. Maybe you come back onto your fingertips. Play around with lifting one arm and then the other. If this feels unsteady, you can always take the block out from underneath your feet. Looking forward, hands to your hips. Can you send your knees close to the front? And inhale, sweep the arms back forward, finding your awkward chair. As you exhale, can you sit your hips closer to your heels? You can stay on your tiptoes or maybe heels touch down. Inhale, lifting back up, finding your awkward chair wrap. And exhale, sinking your hips back down. Really feel it in the low belly. From here, hands high five the ground again. Go ahead and walk your triceps close to your shins. We begin by looking forward. Start off by finding a 90-degree bend to your arms. Can you start to rock your weight forward? As you're rocking your weight forward, start to find a 90-degree bend to your arms. We build a shelf with triceps against the shins. Eyes stay looking forward the whole time. Think of it as drawing your elbows closer to your hips. So reaching the elbows closer to the back. Oh, maybe I start to lift one set of toes and then the other. Light landing with the toes back against the block. Maybe as I lift one set of toes, I lift the other set of toes. Focused in your breath, one more count of breath. Breathing into 1, 2, exhale to 3, 2, 1. If you took flight with both of your toes, with control, touch back down onto the block. Hands stay where they're at. Walk one foot off the block, followed by the other. Now look forward, step one foot back, followed by the other, into high plank pose. Set your block on its medium height, center of your space. Breathe in through your nose, hinge forward. So you're on your tiptoes, shoulders in front of the wrists. Exhale, bend your elbows. Rest your hips or thighs against the block. So we're back to that 90-degree shape to the elbows. How different does this feel? With no shelf this time, so no shins touching the triceps. Inhale, knock the block over, find a supported upward facing dog, and exhale, send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Staying in your downward dog, one hand grabs your block, set it back onto its highest height. That block is going to help us amp up the strength in our core. Breathe in. This time, sweep your left leg up to the sky. As you exhale, crunch your knee to your chest. Hover the knee high away from the block as you glide forward. 3 more tiger crunches. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Find knee to left shoulder. So opening up in the left hip. Halfway there, inhale, sweeping the left leg back up. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Find a twist this time, knee to right shoulder. 1 more count. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. And exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Look forward and step your left leg forward. Maybe you want to step your right foot closer to the top of your mat. Breathe in, both hands grab the block, sweep your arms up high, crescent warrior. And we draw circles with our arms. toes, keeping your neck nice and long. Here for an inhale, send your arms up and back. Really wrap your shoulder blades in towards your armpits. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Left hand passes the block to the right as you hinge in lightning bolt pose. Inhale, right hand passes the block all the way up. Lift up into crescent warrior. And exhale, lightning bolt pose. Can you hinge your torso a little bit closer to the front leg? Inhale, arms go up and back, growing even taller. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, pulses up and down. Both of your palms keep pressing in at the block. Keeping your eyes looking forward here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now go ahead and exhale. Left hand sets the block down into the top of your mat. Point your right toes out to a diagonal. Inhale, sweep your arms up for warrior 1. Hips stay square to the front. As you exhale, lace your fingers to the back, palms touch. Puff your chest up, looking up. Exhale, hinge at your hips for humble warrior. Left shoulder rests on your thigh, maybe shoulder to the inside of the knee. Find a nice sway with your arms and shoulders, finding your neck nice and long. Maybe your eyes look back towards your right knee. You are here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Feeling nice and strong in our left leg. Inhale, look forward. Unlace your fingers, both hands to the inside of your left leg. Lower onto your right knee and heel toe your left foot out. Lizard lunge on your left hand side. Grab your block, place it to the inside of your left foot. Draw circles with your torso, fleshing out your left hip and thigh. You're pointing your left toes out to a diagonal, finding the external hip rotation. You can play around with lifting and lowering your left toes as well. And at this point, maybe you lower onto your forearms, finding more of that openness to the left hip. We're staying nice and active in the upper body. So we keep our eyes looking forward as we find our lizard lunge orbits. One more count of breath, breathing in through your nose, maybe breathing out through your mouth. Top of your next inhale, plant your hands in front of the block. Heel toe your left foot in. Curl onto your back toes. Let's go ahead and step our right foot forward. It lands on the block. You can come onto the tips of your fingers. Left foot onto the block. Maybe big toes touch. Can you send your knees closer to the front? Sweep one arm forward, followed by the other. Inhale, lifting up, finding your awkward chair balance. So make sure you can see your toes underneath your knees. As you exhale, nice and strong in your low belly and legs. Let's go ahead and hinge into our toe stand. One more count, breathing in, growing tall. Keep that slight bend to your knees as you lift up and exhale. The bottom of your exhale, fingers meet the ground and palms come to touch the mat. Come into your gargoyle pose. Knees go out wide. Can your big toes stay touching? Start to build your shelf by walking your hands closer to the blocks. We'll start to bend in our elbows. Eyes stay looking forward. Now play around with lifting one arm and then the other. Inhale, back into your awkward chair. Again, if this is a lot for your ankles, you can always feel free to bring your feet off the blocks, or maybe the block comes underneath your heels. Flip your palms to face the ground here for an inhale. Nice and strong in the ball mounds of your feet. Exhale. Go ahead and find your awkward chair toe squat. Neck stays long, one more count. Inhale, lifting yourself up. Legs and low belly strong. And exhale. Keep your gaze focused forward. High five your hands to the center of your space. Knees go out wide. And we start to fold. Elbows draw closer to the ankle. Part 1, my neck stays long. Part 2, my shelf is strong. So my elbows draw closer to my ankles. And I'm grounding down strong in the index finger and thumbs. I start to rock my way forward. Maybe I play around with lifting one set of toes and the other. Maybe both sets of toes take flight. I always like to find activity in the toes. One more beat wherever you are at. You can play around with pointing and flexing all 10 of your toes. Breathing in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth. With control, tap your toes back onto the block. Step one foot and the other off your prop. Hands high-fiving the mat. Step one foot back, followed by the other. High plank pose. Send your block onto its medium height underneath your belly or hips. Inhale, glide forward on your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your elbows. We hold our half push-up nice and strong. Make sure your head is lifted in line with your neck and shoulders. Go ahead and inhale, knock the block over. Finding your supported up dog. Feel your back muscles fire up. And exhale. Send yourself up and back into downward dog again. One breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Big breath in through your nose. Big toes touch. Bend your knees out in opposite directions. It's like a wide stance gargoyle. Exhale, walk your hands to meet your feet. At the back of your space, you can come onto your fingertips. Let's go ahead and stretch out the wrists and forearms. You can flip your fingers towards your toes, maybe fingers out into a nice little wingspan shape. Sway from side to side. Final option, maybe press the backs of your hands against the mat. You can start to wiggle your fingers away from the space. Top of your next inhale, let's go ahead and look forward. Let's try this. Grab your block and set it off to one side of your space. Start to walk your feet wider apart. Toes continue pointing outwards at a diagonal. We find our yogi squat. Inhale, lace your fingers up high. Flip your palms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, feel free to keep your arms in midair or maybe hands rest against the knees. Can you start to lift your ankles, working around with mobility? Option 1, you can start to waddle from side to side, lifting one set of toes and then the other. Option 2, maybe fingertips hang out against the earth. Option 3, maybe you bring the block underneath one or both of your hands. Nice job. Bring it all the way back to the center. If you use your block, set it back off to one side of your space. Next up, we're going to do the squat, hop, crow. So, you're going to go ahead and send your hands in front of your feet, just kind of like a frog would. From here, I go ahead and rock my weight forward. I tap my toes together and find a soft landing. Go ahead and try that a couple times. Exhale, tapping the toes, and inhale, tapping down. Can you keep your eyes looking forward the whole time? You are welcome to stay right here. Maybe you start to travel on your mat. Hands meet in front of the wrists. You tap the toes and hop the feet forward. Hands forward, tap the toes, soft landing. Maybe you take one more of these before you make it to the top of your space. Final option, maybe you come onto your fingertips and then tap the toes together. Beautiful job, my friends. You've made it towards the top edge of your space. We're gonna go ahead and play around with crow again. No props this time. Hands are secure against the mat. I find my shelf. Elbows draw closer to my ankles. I exhale, rock forward. Again, I can play around with lifting one set of toes and the other. Maybe I lift both sets of my toes. My shelf is strong. Low belly is engaged. Breathing into 1, 2, and take an exhale to release. Beautiful job. With control, tap your toes back down against the earth. Reach your arms long, untuck your toes, back into extended child's pose. Steady breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel grounded right here. If you'd like to take a stretch to your triceps, you can high five your hands, bend your elbows, and send your thumbs to your neck. Release control to the breath, soften in the facial muscles. As you find stillness, can you feel yourself take up even more space? Allow yourself to grow heavy. You are welcome to stay resting in your child's pose. If you're ready to be guided out, reach your arms back forward. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up into an easy seat. Send your arms out nice and wide. Ball your hands into fists and find these organic movements. Feel this nice stretch to your wrists and forearms. Now go ahead and spread your fingers, palms touch at heart center. Bow your chin to your chest, sealing your practice. The light, the love in me sees and honors the light, the love in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for your crow pose flow today. I hope you guys enjoyed this sequence. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave me a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.